welcome. I hope this video finds you happy, healthy, and safe. My name is Rhonda with Rhonda's Craft Frenzy. I appreciate you spending your time here with me today, so thank you so much for that. Today I'm going to bring you 3 DIYs with a spring theme for your home decor. So let's get right to it. I'll beat you to the craft table. Today I started out with one of those plastic fences from the Dollar Tree and a metal planter. I cut the fence in half and I cut the tabs off on the side so it would fit right down inside of my bucket. Then I marked the bucket where those 2 pieces that you would push into the ground had set inside of the bucket. I used my Dremel to drill holes into the bucket on those marks I created. The next thing I did was paint it. I used a clam matte shell spray paint from Krylon. Then I used wire to attach it to the bucket. I just put the wire through the holes I had created and then wrapped it around those legs to secure that fence in place. And the last thing I did was I put a floral block in. I used some dollar store greenery and flowers to fill it in. I messed around with it until I was happy with the way it looked, and it was done. This is the simplest, prettiest, spring-like thing that you can make for your home. I really hope you like it because I think it's beautiful. For my second DIY, I started out with one of those antler wreaths. I got it at Christmas time at the Dollar Tree, and I spray painted it with ultra matte white Rust-Oleum spray paint. Once it was dry, I took some lavender picks from Walmart and I wrapped them around the wreath. And I only wrapped them around using the stems. I did not use glue in case I wanted to pull it apart at a later date and use different flowers. And then I placed a small tray that I also got from the Dollar Tree, and I think they're used to put candles on. I used 2 different sized jars from the Dollar Tree that were glass, and I made it so that one would fit inside of the other, so you can use any jars you want as long as one fits in the middle. And I put green sand only on the outside of the smallest jar, and that held it in place, and I thought it looked really pretty with that little bit of color in it. Lastly, I placed this candle in the centerpiece and it was done. It's really beautiful, so easy. The picture definitely doesn't do it justice. And for my final super easy DIY of the day, I started out with a glass frame from the Dollar Tree and I scraped all that black writing off with a razor blade. I then painted this frame with Waverly's Mineral Color chalk paint, and I started out with just antiquing it, but then I decided to paint the whole thing, and then I went back in it and I aged it with white spray paint, and I liked it so much better. I then used this spring metal sign that I had left over from a package that of course came from the Dollar Tree, and I painted it to make it look galvanized. I used black, gray, and white paint, and I just tapped it on. I put that aside to dry, and I used one of those wall stickers, again from the Dollar Tree, and I cut out this pretty flower and I placed it right onto the glass. I used hot glue to add the spring sign, And I cut a piece of foam board to fit on the back of the frame, and I hot glued that into place. Lastly, I chose a few pieces of ribbon that I had similar color to the flower, and I made a messy bow. I glued that into place, and this sign was done. I think it's so pretty and definitely screams spring with that sign on there. I hope you like it! As always, I appreciate you spending your time here with me. I hope you found some inspiration in my video because that's my intent. I really hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. It helps it grow. And if you saw something you like, hit that thumbs up button. Don't be shy with those comments either. I hope to see you next time, and until then, keep those glue guns at the ready.